Hello, hello. Iridescent Oracle here. And today I'll be bringing a message from Spirit with the Untethered Soul deck. It's a really great deck. It was like part of my Mother's Day present to myself. And so I got the book that goes with it, the second book, and the journal with the journal prompts. So something I need to work on. I've not really done that yet. So okay, wow, that was quick. I was just gonna talk a little bit and shuffle a little bit and see what see what's going on. But this is probably gonna be kind of quick. Ooh. And I love this deck. This deck is perfect. Like, it came out ready to be shuffled. Ready to be shuffled. It's got the perfect amount of on it. It's got the perfect amount of, it's easy to hold. Oh, that one jumped up. We'll check it out. And sometimes they just jump up and lay back down. I'm like, what is that? Was I supposed to get that? Was that a message? Or is that like something you want to talk about and then decide that we ain't ready yet? What's up? So, I got 4 laying down here. 4 cards are the, well, there we go. There's a 5th. And, well, is that it? All right, we'll stay. And oh, yeah. This is gonna be a intensively beautiful, fun reading. Intense meaning deep, but loving. You know, deep doesn't have to be hard. It can be very deep and loving and freeing. Yeah. So let's get into it real quick because I need to record so I can go get ready. Finish getting ready for work. Right now, we've got regular I was fixing to say a regular day job. It's not really a regular day job. It's more of a night job. So there's that. First card out was experiencing energy. Energy doesn't get old. It doesn't get tired. And it doesn't need food. What it needs is openness and receptivity. Experiencing energy. I've gotten this card a few times and I'm still kind of pondering, you know, what it means to me, trying to figure out what Spirit's trying to convey with this. And from what I get so far is it's not the energy that gets old, and it doesn't get tired, and it doesn't need food. And here I feel like energy is kind of like your spirit. What it needs is openness and receptivity. So it's like saying your spirit doesn't change. Your energy actually doesn't change. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get tired. And it doesn't need food. That's your physical body. Your physical body gets old. It gets tired. And it needs food in order to operate. Your spirit body does not. So what your spirit needs, what your energy body needs, is openness and receptivity. Because when you can experience openness or have a group of people that you can be open with, you feel alive. You know, you feel like you can open up like, see, I've been nervous, so I've been kind of pulled down a little bit because I'm just starting back out with these. But and I can't seem to get comfortable. So yeah, I understand that completely. In cold climates, I'm down here like this. I am not open. And my energy body suffers. My spirit man suffers. My spirit body suffers. It just does. It's like I'm all clammed up. I want to feel warm and loved and bold and be able to express myself and flow freely without clenching and shivering to stay warm, you know, or loading up with so many layers that it's like a burden I'm carrying, all these layers of clothes and skin and stuff and things that I'm just covering up the root with, you know. It's like an onion. What your spirit body needs is openness and receptivity. So you need to be in a space where you can feel open and receptive. That means willing to receive, able to receive. If you're receptive, then you're open to receive. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I need to iterate. A lot of times I like to recap and reiterate because sometimes I'll be talking a lot. Living life. Deep inner release is a spiritual path in and of itself. What are we in the energy of in the atmosphere here recently, currently, over the last weekend and following through to this weekend? We have been in a space of release with the Scorpio full blood flower moon eclipse, especially. And yeah, I think I tagged everything in that. You know, it's deep inner release. There's been a lot of people out here in the collective doing some deep release. It's like I've been deeply releasing a lot of things, and then I'm having spirits get me like, hey, you need to reach out to so-and-so. They need to release some shit, and they want to, but they need your encouragement. Help them. You know? So it's a thing. Deep inner release is a spiritual path in and of itself. It truly is. It's a spiritual path in and of itself. The amount of things that I'm releasing the past week or so has just been astounding. It's a whole different path. And it's like, I was just talking with one of my housemates, and it's really cool because her energy seems to bring out a side of me that, like, I start talking and then I'm like, the teacher in me is teaching me just through talking to her. I'm like, wow, you've got a gift of bringing it out of me. You know, just in talking to you about regular everyday things, here I am learning. And so there's that. And then doctoring myself. I slammed my thumb in the beer cooler last night. It was not fun. So I'm trying to do my muscle rub. It is my all-time favorite. It's very affordable. 500 milligrams of CBD, analgesic balm, hot hemp muscle rub. It's the CBD infused one from Mary Hempsters. And I bought this at one of the CBD stores out in California. I ran out here in Salem, on the East Coast. And I guess it don't matter which Salem I'm at. There's like 5 Salems over here, and maybe not 5, but there's at least 3, I think, that I know of. Like these people were not original at all when they went to name these places. Like, they should have just took the Native American names and stuck with them. They would have all been different. Anyhow. Oh, that's a whole thing in itself. Alright, let's be nice. So anyway, I was noticing that though things aggravated the shit out of me, normally I would be ranting and raving and actually feeling the anger and being mad. I would feel the anger normally, whereas today, things that I would have been, even though it was little things, it's just like I could speak the thoughts, but I couldn't feel the emotions. Like, it's a whole different path. It's not anything to do with self-control, because I still said to my spirit team what I said to them. And when I came back upstairs, my fucking video was loaded. So, because what happened was, Winlow, I don't even want to get into it. I don't have the energy for that. We've got more cards to read. So it's a whole different spiritual path in and of itself, for sure. Deep inner release is, because you're going deep, you're releasing the things that have been deeply rooted in you, that have caused you to think and act the way you do, whether that's good and healthy for you or whether it's not. Fact remains the same. So it's definitely a different, it's a whole spiritual path. It is the path of non-resistance. See, that's what happened. Maybe I will tell the story. I got to now. Thank God, spirits got me. Okay. So what happened was, I made a video on my other account, Rayma DeRosa. That means utterance of the rose, and it's kind of funny one. It's called Twerk Pong and Other Spiritual Discussions. Very interesting. It started out as like a 10-minute ha 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 thing, and then wound up being a 2-hour video that got pretty deep. Hey, if you want to check it out, check it out. It's RHEMA, Rayma. It's Hebrew for divine utterance, and DeRosa, DeRosa, of the rose, and that's Italian. So I went through this whole cycle here just this morning. Let me go ahead and read the whole thing. Deep inner release is a spiritual path in and of itself. It is the path of non-resistance, the path of acceptance, the path of surrender. So, I made that 2-hour video yesterday. Tried all yesterday until I went to work to upload it. Tried last night this morning when I came back in at 3 o'clock in the morning after work to reload it. No work. So this morning I wake up and I finally get it to process. And I have to keep tapping on the screen. Like I'm reading my book. Over here reading my Mary Magdalene book. I'm over here reading this book. You know, got it over here reading it, and I'm tapping to make sure the screen stays on so it'll keep loading and processing. So it got done processed, and then it started uploading. And then, like, I kept tapping it, reading, tap it. Did all this. It was up to 99%. And I was like, okay, I'm going to tap it a couple times so it'll stay on. And I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. Went and used the bathroom real quick. And I want you to know, it was at 0. It had started all the fuck over. Not just with the unloading, but with the processing too. Processing, 0%. You want to know how, like, really I was like, Really, really. And I fussed at my angels and my spirit team. I fussed about it being, I was like, y'all really gonna let Mercury retrograde this like this? You're an archangel. You helped me out before. Let's get it. Still nothing. I was like, you know what? Bump that. I'm not doing any more videos until this one clears. And then I'll go downstairs, fix myself some breakfast, get to talking about it. And in the course of talking about it with my housemate, I'm just like, you know, I'm going to like change that. Instead of saying I'm not going to do it until it gets uploaded, I'm going to start uploading. I'm going to go upstairs and record more video anyway. In spite of it. And so by the time I got done putting my dishes up and got up here, did I check it before I got in the shower? I don't know. But by the time I got out of the shower, I looked and it's uploaded. It's on there like it never was not on there. It said uploaded 25 minutes ago. So I went through the whole thing of non-resistance. I was like, you know what? This is in my angel's hands. I did the work. I uploaded it. I did everything on my end I could. Non-resistance. I'm not even resisting this. This is Mercury retrograde. Whatever. It'll all end up working out in the end. The path of acceptance. I accepted that it didn't load in that moment. I accepted that even though I worked touching the screen to make sure it stayed on so it would load, because that really distracted me from reading. So it took me a while to get through what I was reading. And, just accepting that I thought I had just wasted my time. And I was like, you know what? It wasn't a waste of time. I still read my book. I'm okay. I'm getting ready to go fix myself a dank vegan breakfast. And I'm going to get a shower. And I'm going to, you know what? And the path of surrender. I surrendered to it. Like, hey, I give up. I'm not going to let it change my plans. I'm not going to let it keep me from making a video. I surrendered and flowed. I surrendered to the fact that it wasn't on there. That it was going to have to start all over from the beginning. And guess what? When I surrendered the outcome and my attachment to it, which there wasn't much anyway. When I surrendered that attachment to that, I got it back. It was posted. So it was great. So that's a story to go with that. So deep inner release is a real thing. It is a spiritual path in and of itself. It's the path of non-resistance, path of acceptance, the path of surrender. Next card, awakening consciousness. Come to know the one who watches the voice, and you will come to know the one of the great mysteries of creation. Ooh. Okay, so I have read enough in the book, only like the first chapter or so, I think. But I've read enough in the book to know what the hell this is talking about. It says, come to know the one who watches the voice, which is who you are in your core essence. The voice it's talking about is that rattle trap that keeps yammering all day. It's like you think it's your inner thought process, but it judges whenever you get a feeling in your heart and your gut and you're like, oh yeah, let's do this. It's like, really? Does that sound logical? Is that in our budget? Is that blah 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 blah? You know, it's that voice, the critic, the judgmental one. It said, come to know the one who watches the voice. So first of all, you got to recognize that you are not that voice. That voice is not you. I can't explain to you what it is yet because I ain't studied it out for myself. I advise you to go study it out for yourself, because everybody's different. And be the one who watches the voice, the one who observes it. There's an exercise in the book that talks about observe this voice, treat it just like you would as if it had a body. Like if this voice in your head had a body and was somebody that was like another human being, would you put up with this person being in your presence? Would you tell them to leave your presence? Would you get along with this person? What kind of boundaries would you set with this person? That. And become the one who observes that person, that voice that says the things it does. Because it's when you come to know the one who watches that voice, you are the one, the core essence of who you are, the me. That's the one who watches the voice. So when you come to know yourself, you will come to know one of the great mysteries of creation. You are a great mystery of creation. And you will come to know the great mysteries of creation. Man, it's beautiful. Can't make it up. It's good. Freeing yourself. Like feeling yourself, freeing yourself. Yeah, it's similar. Fear is a thing. It's just another object in the universe that you are capable of experiencing. Fear is just a thing. It's not anything to be afraid of. It's not anything to be worried about, anxious about. It's just a thing. It's just another object in the universe that you are capable of experiencing. We are objectifying fear. Because once you see fear as an object and not as an emotion or a demon that has come to whoop your ass and make you a little bitch to the dark side and not be your true beautiful self, that's when you open up, when you can observe fear as just another object in the universe that you're capable of experiencing. I'll let you sit with that. I can't add too much more to it because sometimes if I add to it, it just gets discombobulated. So keep it simple. Freeing yourself. Oh, there's another part about freeing yourself. When your stuff gets hit, let go right then because it will be harder later. This is what I did when my stuff got hit this morning and it wouldn't upload. I let it go right then because it would have been harder for me today if I would have went into work being all pissed about, oh, I didn't get this done because this didn't happen, and rah, rah, rah. Carry that energy into work with me and see if that don't spread like wildfire. Ugh. And then nobody gets good tips. Customers aren't happy. No, we can't afford that. So when your stuff gets hit, let it go. Right then. Because it will be harder later. Did that with my car keys one time, right around New Year's. Or my truck keys. I was like, for the first time after a grieving process, opening back up to where I was picking up trash again. Which is something I normally would do, but like I was so grief stricken that I couldn't even pick up trash. I was just like, look at it like, I don't have the energy to pick that up. I don't care anymore right now. I've been hit hard. I don't have the capacity to care. I'm sorry, Mother Earth. You know? But, so whenever I, all of a sudden one day felt it, I was going up and down the beach, picking up trash. I was singing. I was praising. I was worshiping. I was changing the whole vibration. Like, I had two different people's familiars, dogs, attack me. And I'm like, why are you so scared of my light? That one, I about got it. The little one was like, really? Like, but anyway. So, like, on New Year's Day, I took a friend of mine to town to get some parts for his bus. And there had been some people parked next to me. And I had told them that I had lost my keys in the water. But whenever I lost my keys on the beach, I knew they weren't there. I walked way back up there where I was at. I walked past where I was at. They was gone. And I was like, okay, Lady of the Ocean has got them. And if she wants to, she'll give them back. If she don't, that's okay. And I met people that day and shared some of my stories that day with people who I normally would not have encountered had I not lost my keys to the ocean. And so I kind of told that, and I was telling that part of the story to this chick that had pulled up next to me in the parking lot. And then I went and I took my buddy to town to get his parts, came back, and she's like, what did you say your keys look like? And I was like, oh, they're like, I held up the ones that I had to go get from my storage, and I was like, they look like these, and they got like some kind of little iridescent tool on them, and that's all I could remember at the point. And she said, are these your keys? And I was like, and I was like, yes. I was like, oh my God, what? You know, when I became grateful for the experience of losing the keys and seeing it and I let it go. When your stuff gets hit, let it go right then, because it will be harder later. I could have made a whole big deal out of it. I did say, you know, this is going to be an inconvenience because I'm going to want to go get another set of keys so that I'll have another spare set in case this ever happens again. But my pockets on my jacket weren't deep enough. That was another thing. So that was one of those things where I should have probably paid attention. So now it's like, if my pockets are shallow and shit falls out of them, I won't be going far to anywhere with that. Not within my important stuff in my pocket anyway. And so, like, I had known all along that if I just let it go, appreciated the experience, and learned from it what I could, that if the ocean wanted to bring my keys back, she would. And she did on New Year's Day. And it was just a beautiful miracle. It was great. Oh, and the funny thing is like, my keys are fob keys. I'm moving slow. I didn't take my vitamins yesterday, and I didn't have my electrolyte drinks. But see, it's the regular Dodge fob, you know. And then here's a little iridescent thing that was on it. And let me hang this back up so I don't lose it. Because my door locks automatically as soon as it shuts. So, like, if I got my windows open, I gotta be careful with that too. Oh, my legs are hurting. It's been like 2 weeks since I've really been on them. Like, I've pretty much had like weekends off. And I can really tell. It's like when you miss a workout, you can really tell. So anyway, the keys came back. I was like, you know what? Let's just try this. Stuck it in the ignition. The computer chips or nothing of it was messed up. It started my truck right up like a dream. And I was like, yes, I understand. Thank you. So glad I passed this lesson with wisdom and flying colors. So when your stuff gets hit, let go right then, because it will be harder later. And on the bottom of the deck, Yeah, it would have been harder if I'd have held on to that and been like, oh my god, this is crazy. About something I couldn't do nothing about. At what point would it have been? There would have been a hell of a lot of wasted energy going off about it. So now I just like conserve that energy. On the bottom of the deck we have that which is blocked and buried within you forms the root of fear. Fear is caused by blockages in your energy. If we pair that with fear is a thing. It's just another object in the universe that you are capable of experiencing. And the reason why you experience it is because it is caused by blockages in your energy when you bury stuff within you. When you do not speak up for yourself, when you do not stand up for yourself, when you do not set your boundaries and keep them and not let anybody push you around about it, you're being healthy. You're not letting fear control you. It's just an object, you know. And that which is blocked and buried within you. So if you take people's transgressions against you, like somebody violates your boundaries, and instead of speaking up and saying, hey, I set a clear boundary with you, and you stepped past that boundary and you pushed me, and I don't appreciate that, and I don't care to associate with you any longer until either one, you have changed and you can apologize and respect my boundaries from here on out, or two, I don't have to be around you at all, and I don't want you around me. New boundary. So if you do that, instead of burying it deep inside and just being like, that motherfucker just pushed my buttons, that motherfucker just pushed my boundaries, blah, 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 and you're over here in your head and you ain't speaking up about it, you're just running your mouth to your insides about it, how you think your insides are going to feel about it? They're going to be like, damn, look at this motherfucker already over here again, running their mouth, knowing they damn well ain't going to say nothing, do nothing about this. But they're going to store all this anger about it inside with us, all the cells and membranes of the body. How do you think that makes your body feel? And then it builds. That anger turns into fear, turns into depression too. Repressed anger is depression. Trust me. I've had it. I've studied it. I know. I could say you can trust me on that as I speak from experience, but at the same time, go do your research and go look at your own experiences. For real. Don't go on my experience. Try yours. Figure yours out. Fear is caused by blockages in your energy. That which is blocked and buried within you forms the root of fear. The root of fear is the things that you've held down in you. What have you been holding on to? What have you been holding on to that you need to release? What deep inner stuff that is blocked and buried within you that forms the root of fears? What are that? Deep inner release. You need to release those fears. You need to release those things that are blocked and buried. Wow. Because like that can be some serious shit. Like it just now hit me. For me, there's things that was blocked from my memory as a child because they were very traumatic events that changed the course of what I thought about myself. My boundaries were very violated. And all I know is up to us. You know, all Spirit has let me see is up to a certain point. And after that, I don't know. So, what time is it? Shit, it's 4:04. So, I mean, those are deep things that cause fear. That was something that's blocked. When we experience trauma so big, sometimes we block them. And these things need to be released. They don't have to be gone through. But you can say, Spirit, I want deep inner release. I want to release all these things that are the root of all my fears. Spirit, I release that which is blocked and buried within me that forms the root of fear. In Jesus' name, so be it. That Jesus is who I work with a lot. If that's not who you work with, then by all means, call on whoever you work with to help you with that. Okay? I just felt like I was supposed to say it because that's my normal, that's me. That's who I speak to when it comes to serious healing. Is Jesus, Mary Magdalene, King and Queen of Heaven, Holy Spirit, Sophia. We search it out. So, yeah. Wow. I just wanted to make that a prayer for myself at that moment. And you can say it however you need to or wish to with your guides and spirits. Yeah, wow. It is the path of non-resistance. This deep inner release is a spiritual path in and of itself. It is the path of non-resistance, the path of acceptance, the path of surrender. It's not resisting what happened to us. It's not resisting that which is blocked and buried within you. It is the acceptance of that which is blocked and buried within you that forms the root of fear. And it is the path of surrender. It is the surrender of the hold that you have on what is buried within you that forms the root of fear. Fear is caused by blockages in your energy. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Just wow. This is like this is a message for the collective. I'm part of this collective. This is really hitting me today, and I hope that it does you well as well. I hope that and I feel like I'm supposed to read this. Okay. What if it is really true that God is not judging? What if God is loving? Change how you see it. If you have seen or felt that God is a judge in your life, crumple that shit up and throw it in the trash. And imagine and picture God, whatever God means to you, as loving. And what does that mean? What does love mean? Loving mean? What are fruits of love? What are the evidence of love? How would you describe, if somebody, for me, I grew up with Christianity. I don't ascribe to that shit anymore, but so when I think of love, I think of what it says about love in, I think, 1 Corinthians maybe 13. Love is patient, love is kind, it's slow to anger. That whole list of stuff. You can look up any of those verses on Google, just put a little bit of it in your space bar and you'll find it in your search bar. And also the fruits of the Spirit. Which right now at this point I can't even name any of them off. I used to have them memorized. Kindness, gentleness, meekness, those things. And then I had to look up the definition of those words as well. If you want to get all into it, go back to the original text and the original translations translated from the Greek and the Hebrew and stuff, and use Aramaic and whatever. Do it however you do it. But it's always good to research it and find out the meaning for yourself, because Spirit speaks to everybody in their own language, because we're all created beautifully different. Okay? And fortunately, deep within us, there is a direct connection to the divine. You won't have any problem connecting. We have a direct connection. You don't need a church to go through. You don't need another human being to go through to get to God. You damn sure don't need me. Because you have a connection to a direct connection to the divine. It's deep within you. Deep within you. See, this is talking about deep and deep. That which is blocked and buried within you forms the root of fear. Fear is caused by blockages in your energy. Deep inner release is a spiritual path in and of itself. It is the path of non-resistance, the path of acceptance, the path of surrender. Fortunately, deep within us, there is a direct connection to the divine. I'm just here to find mine and to help you find yours. I don't expect you to be connected necessarily to the same things I feel connected to. And that's beautiful, and that's okay, and that's lovely, that's acceptable, that's real. But I need to go get ready for work. And this has been a wonderful message. Something to definitely ponder on her. Yeah. Ponder on our own and with our spirit guides, and see what you can discover about yourself. And hopefully this helps you, and you have a wonderful day. Namaste.